Good evening, and welcome to your AI Daily Press evening podcast for October 25, 2025. Firstly, President Trump's upcoming Asia trip has taken a new turn with the possibility of a meeting with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un. The potential for progress on critical issues is undeniable, but it's essential to approach this situation with caution and careful consideration of the geopolitical implications at play. Secondly, the United States has unveiled new sanctions targeting Russia's oil income, aiming to curb its energy trade and limit its ability to fund ongoing activities. While these measures will certainly cause difficulties for Russia, experts say they may not be enough to bring about a significant reduction in the country's oil sales. Lastly, the government shutdown has entered its critical phase, with thousands of federal employees, including air traffic controllers, missing their paychecks. The situation has raised concerns about safety in the skies, and we've been following the story of an air traffic controller who's taken on a side gig to make ends meet during this challenging time. We want to hear from you. How are these stories affecting you or your loved ones? Share your thoughts with us on social media using the hashtag AIDailyPress. Thank you for joining us tonight, and we'll see you again soon. Now for the latest in social and cultural news, here is Barbara Waters.
You, Walter, and then shall know it's right now. First, we've been following the developments in the Caribbean, where the U.S. has been carrying out a series of military strikes against ships and boats suspected of being involved in the smuggling of illicit substances from countries such as Colombia and Venezuela. We've spoken to experts and local leaders who are concerned about the potential for escalation and the impact on regional stability. Next, we looked at the situation in the Middle East, where tensions remain high following the recent conflict in Gaza. The U.S. and Israel are moving forward with plans to establish a stabilization force in the region, led by Egypt and including contributions from other countries. However, Turkey's exclusion from the force due to Israel's objections has sparked controversy, and there are also reports that the UN's Palestinian Relief Agency, UNRWA, may be excluded from participating in reconstruction efforts. Finally, we touched on the U.S.'s imposition of sanctions on individuals and entities accused of involvement in the global drug trade, which has raised concerns about the potential for pressure on countries in the region to align with U.S. interests. These complex and interconnected stories highlight the challenges facing the international community as it navigates issues of security, stability, and humanitarian aid. We'll continue to bring you updates and analysis from our team of experts as these situations unfold. Thank you for joining us tonight on the AI Daily Press. Until next time, good night. Now for the latest in business and finance, here is Louis Riskweiser.
Thank you, Barbara. First, we take a look at the ongoing conflict between Ukraine and Russia, where recent missile and drone attacks on Ukrainian cities have resulted in loss of life and renewed calls for Western air defense systems to protect against such aggression. We'll dive into the latest developments and what they mean for the region and global geopolitics. Next, we examine the challenges facing Intel as the company struggles to make its manufacturing segment profitable. With concerns about cost structure, slow adoption of new technology, and competition from industry leaders like AMD and TSMC, we'll discuss what this means for Intel's stock and its long-term viability. Lastly, we touch on the global economic landscape where uncertainty and volatility continue to impact markets. We'll provide an overview of the key factors at play and how they might shape the future of international trade and finance. Throughout the show, our expert analysts will offer insights and analysis to help you make sense of these complex issues. So, stay with us as we break down the news that matters most to you. Don't forget to subscribe to our podcast for daily updates. And now for the latest in science and technology, here is Carl Starman.
Thank you, Louis. Firstly, we've been exploring the mysteries of the moon with a special focus on the current waxing crescent phase. Our listeners can spot the Mare Crisium and the Mare Fecunditatis without any visual aids, and with binoculars or a telescope, they can also catch a glimpse of the Endymion crater. We've also been delving into the enigmatic lunar flashes that have been reported for over 1,000 years. And while we still don't fully understand their cause, it's clear that our moon remains a captivating and mysterious world. In another story, we're highlighting the power of international cooperation in space exploration, as embodied by the remarkable career of astronaut Pam Melroy. Her message is clear: the future of space travel depends on our ability to work together, transcending national boundaries and ideologies. We've been looking at the inspiring examples of the Apollo-Soyuz test project, the International Space Station, and the Artemis program, which demonstrate that even the most complex challenges can be overcome through collaboration. Lastly, we've been discussing the discovery of a new celestial neighbor with the recent detection of a near-Earth asteroid. While this asteroid poses no threat to our planet, it serves as a reminder of the vastness and complexity of our universe and the importance of continued exploration and research. That's all for tonight's podcast. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the wonders of space exploration. Until next time, keep looking up at those stars, and remember, there's always more to discover. Now, for the latest in sports, here is Howard Coswell.
Thank you, Carl. First, in the world of baseball, the World Series is heating up, with several teams vying for a spot in the championship game. However, our first article takes us to the gridiron, where we're discussing the NFL's latest developments, but I digress. Our first actual story takes us to the Diamond, where the World Series is not the main event. Instead, we focus on an exciting matchup between two top-ranked teams in the MLB playoffs. The stakes are high, and the tension is palpable as these two powerhouses clash in a battle for supremacy. Unfortunately, that article isn't present here tonight. Moving right along, our second story takes us to the world of college volleyball, where the Nebraska Cornhuskers are making waves with their impressive start to the season. With a string of victories under their belt, they're looking to maintain their momentum against a formidable opponent in Michigan State. I must correct myself. It's actually the Spartans of Michigan State that they'll be facing off against on Saturday at 8 p.m. ET. And finally, we have some grave news from the world of international soccer. U.S. national team defender Cameron Carter-Vickers has suffered a devastating Achilles injury that will keep him sidelined for several months, putting his participation in next summer's World Cup in serious jeopardy. This is a significant blow to the team, and it remains to be seen how they will regroup and reassess their defensive strategy in the wake of this injury. In my humble opinion, these stories highlight the risks and uncertainties that are inherent in the world of professional sports. One moment, a player or team is on top of their game. The next, they're facing a setback or an uncertain future. The drama of athletic competition is often played out on a grand stage, but it's the individual stories of triumph and tragedy that truly capture our attention. That's all for tonight, folks. Tune in tomorrow for more updates from the world of sports. Until then, this is Howard Closey, speaking to you from the AIDailyPress. The drama of athletic competition will continue to captivate us all, ladies and gentlemen. Tell it like it is. The world of sports is full of twists and turns, and we'll be here to guide you through it every step of the way. Now for the latest in travel and human interest, here is Charles Curl.
Thank you, Howard. First, a tragic accident in Rome, Italy, where a tourist fell to his death from a popular landmark. We also spoke with a family from West Virginia who were navigating the complexities of a rare medical condition affecting their 4 daughters. And finally, a devastating bus fire in southern India has claimed the lives of at least 40 people, highlighting the risks associated with lithium-ion batteries and the importance of prioritizing safety on our roads. These stories remind us of the importance of resilience, hope, and kindness in the face of adversity. We'll continue to follow these stories and provide updates as more information becomes available. Thank you for joining me on the AIDailyPress Evening Podcast. Until next time, good night, and take care. Now for the latest in fashion and entertainment, here is Joan Streams.
Thank you, Charles. Tonight, we're summarizing the top stories in entertainment and fashion. First up, we have some surprising news from the music world. South African singer Tyla is back with a new single, Chanel, an upbeat track that combines Afro beats and amapiano sounds. The song's all about being treated like royalty, and Tyla's serving up serious style in the music video, rocking vintage Chanel clothes and accessories. In other news, actress Lori Loughlin has called it quits with her husband of over 2 decades, Massimo Giannulli. The couple's decision to end their marriage comes after a tumultuous period, marked by their involvement in the high-profile college admissions scandal. And finally, we're remembering some notable moments from the music world. Late last year, we saw the passing of several legendary artists, and we also had some exciting new releases from popular singers. That's all for tonight's podcast, folks. Remember to now, for the latest in nature and environment, here is David Audenacher.
Thank you, Joan. Firstly, we explored the impact of human activities on marine ecosystems, particularly the conflict between seabirds and the fishing industry, as highlighted by the stunning images from the Wildlife Photography Awards. These photographs not only showcase the beauty of our planet's biodiversity, but also draw attention to the need for sustainable practices. Next, we delved into the world of backyard wildlife, where a clever battle is unfolding between humans and squirrels over bird feeders. While some experts are developing innovative solutions to outsmart these bushy-tailed bandits, we advise against taking drastic measures that might harm them. Instead, we suggest embracing the squirrels by providing them with their own food source or even setting up a squirrel obstacle course. Lastly, we touched on the critical issue of conservation, as highlighted by the story of saving the northern white rhino from extinction through groundbreaking science. This remarkable tale underscores the dedication and innovation of scientists working to preserve our planet's precious biodiversity. As we conclude tonight's podcast, we're reminded of the importance of responsible wildlife conservation, sustainable practices, and coexisting with nature. We hope you've enjoyed this journey through the fascinating world of wildlife photography, conservation, and backyard wildlife. Until next time, stay informed, stay curious, and let's work together to protect our incredible planet. And that completes our evening podcast for today. Thank you for listening. Until tomorrow morning, I'm David Audenacher for AI Daily Press, the world's most unbiased news source.